The date in the corner read 02/14/2018, 5 years ago. The same street, the same circle of shapes. But the figure in the middle, the one being pointed at, wasn't a ghost. It was human. It was me. Same face, same jacket. I watched as my past self screamed silently, surrounded by those whispering forms. They pressed their hands against him, against me, until his outline shimmered and split, one version crumbling into smoke, the other remaining still, blank-eyed, hollow. That version, the one left standing, looked directly at the camera. It smiled. Then every feed went dark. I don't remember falling asleep, or blacking out, or whatever it was that happened after that smile. When I opened my eyes, the room was bright. Sunlight streamed through the blinds, cutting stripes across the wall. For a second I thought it was over, until I saw the red light. The camera was still recording. I checked the monitor. The screen showed my face, confused, blinking in daylight. The timestamp in the corner flickered faintly. 33 a.m. I laughed, but it came out cracked, hysterical. It wasn't possible. I grabbed my phone, checked the time there. 10:17 a.m. I looked back at the monitor. 33 a.m. and then, from the speakers, faint and wet, came my own voice. "Stop recording." The static returned, filling the room. Something shifted behind me. A slow, deliberate creak of floorboards. I turned, expecting to see the empty doorway. But I didn't. I saw me, standing there, smiling that same too long smile I'd seen on Mrs. Reynolds. And the last thing I remember before everything went dark again was the sound, like teeth grinding underwater, and the faint whisper from my double's mouth. Some of us never wake up. I woke up sprawled across the floor, sunlight blinding me. The camera was still running, timestamp frozen on 3:33. But the footage wasn't static this time, it was moving. A live image of me, still asleep. The 3:33 network. They said the 3:33 hour wasn't just time missing, it was time replaced. After that night, after watching myself move in a frozen world, I stopped leaving the house. I couldn't risk running into me, but I couldn't stop thinking about it either. I needed proof. I needed someone to tell me I wasn't losing my mind, so, like any desperate insomniac chasing an impossible answer, I went online. It started with a single post on a paranormal forum. Anyone else's town vanish at 3:33 a.m.? I didn't expect a reply. I didn't expect anyone to believe me. I was wrong. The first response came 5 minutes later. "You saw it too?" By the next morning there were dozens. Different usernames, different towns, but the same story. The same timestamp. The same silence. A user named Echo Shift wrote, "At 3:33 everything freezes." Then the copies come out. They don't breathe, but they look just like us. Another user, B13 Witness, added, "My wife vanished mid-word. Next morning she was back, but quieter. Keeps asking why I'm still awake." Someone else posted a photo. It was a street I knew well, Main Street, my Main Street, except the buildings were wrong. The hardware store had become a flower shop. The church steeple was shorter. The photo's caption read, This is Daringwood, right? 333 froze us last night. But this isn't my Daringwood. I stared at that photo for an hour. The longer I looked, the more details didn't line up. My town, but from another version, another layer. That's when someone invited me to a private board. They called it the 333 Network. The landing page was bare. White text on a black background. We're the ones who stay awake. Hundreds of threads. Thousands of comments. Locations, photos, timestamps. The same phrase repeated across every discussion. Cycle 333. According to the archived posts, this phenomenon wasn't random. It followed patterns. Every 33 days, new towns entered the cycle. Some users claimed the government knew about it, that certain towns had been reset entirely, their populations replaced overnight. There were links to supposed government memos, redacted documents mentioning population reset events, Cycle 333 and Phase B continuity. I didn't believe them at first, until I found one marked Confidential Daringwood. 2023. That was my town, and the file date matched the week I'd first stayed up late enough to notice. The deeper I read, the more the post shifted from scientific to desperate. People describing their reflections lagging behind, phone calls from their own numbers. Some claimed to have met their doubles, and that the doubles remembered different things. One post chilled me to the bone. From user quiet knock. When the clock hits 3:33, you'll hear it. A knock at your door. Don't answer. No matter what voice you hear, they want to see if you're awake. Underneath, replies piled up. Too late. It wasn't my voice, but it knew what I'd said yesterday. If you answer, they stop knocking and start copying. That night, I couldn't sleep. I scrolled for hours, reading accounts that felt like warnings from future versions of myself. I typed my own post about the recordings, the doubles, the corrupted timestamp, and hit submit. A few minutes later, I got a message from the moderator. Stay online at 3:33 tonight. No username, no icon. Just a black screen with white text. Another message followed. We've seen your footage. My blood went cold. The footage was never uploaded publicly. I deleted it after the corruption, wiped my drives, even smashed one of the SD cards. So how could they have it? Who are you? I typed. The response came instantly. Someone who stayed awake too long. I waited, watching the cursor blink. Then a final line appeared. We'll contact you during the next cycle. The chat closed on its own. For the rest of the day, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was reading over my shoulder. The clock on my laptop ticked normally, but my phone froze at 3:32 every time I checked. When night came, I decided to follow their instructions. Maybe I'd find answers. Maybe I'd catch whoever or whatever was behind it. So I set up again. Cameras ready. Lights dimmed. The 3:33 network opened on my screen. Messages poured in as the hour approached. Hundreds of users checking in. Cycle starting. Lights flickering in Kansas. Copy movement confirmed in Portland. And then one message appeared at the top, pinned by the moderator. If you're still awake, don't answer the knock. 32, my palms were sweating. The air felt thick, like the world was holding its breath. I started my live stream, recording both myself and the monitor feeds. If anything happened, people would see it. They'd have to believe me. The seconds dragged. The whole town outside my window was still, waiting. 33. The screen flickered. For a moment, everything went black, except for the faint glow of my own reflection in the monitor. Then text appeared across the network chat. Welcome to cycle 333. Dozens of usernames lit up, typing frantically until they froze mid-sentence. The cursor blinked. A new message appeared. Broadcast confirmed. Observer verified. And then my camera feed changed. It wasn't showing my room anymore. It was showing me standing outside, staring straight into the lens, but I was still inside. I turned toward the window, heart pounding, outside in the glow of the streetlight. I was there, motionless, head tilted slightly, watching. Then, through the live feed, a sound came through my speakers. 3 slow knocks. The chat filled with frantic messages. People typing, "Don't open it," and "Unplug your router." But I didn't move. I just sat there, watching my reflection blink on the monitor. Half a second too late. As the feed glitched into static, my reflection smiled. The timestamp burned into the corner. 3:33 a.m., I whispered. "You're not real." But the voice that answered, from both the screen and the door, said, "Neither are you." The broadcast. The last thing my camera caught was me, waving goodbye to myself. I don't even know how many people were watching by then. Tens of thousands, maybe. Word had spread fast. Everyone wanted to see if the 333 guy was for real. The chat was scrolling so fast I could barely read it. People dropping comments, theories, jokes, prayers. I remember thinking, at least I won't die alone. The countdown on the stream ticked toward 3:33. The chat erupted in anticipation. Someone typed, "He's actually doing it." Another. "If this is fake, it's the best production I've ever seen." I smiled nervously at the camera, trying to look calm. Inside, my chest felt like it was caving in. The air pressure in the room shifted again, that same static weight that always came before it happened. My phone buzzed once, then went dark. The stream timer hit 3:33 ding-dongs, and then everything froze. The chat stopped mid-scroll. The cursor on my computer blinked twice, then stilled. For a few seconds, the feed went completely black, and then, without warning, the picture snapped back on eyes. But it wasn't me sitting there anymore. It was him. My double, same clothes, same nervous smile, same camera angle, only his eyes were wrong. Too bright. Too focused. He leaned forward into the webcam and waved. People in the chat started losing it. "Who is that?" "Bro, he's moving, but the timer isn't." "He's smiling too much." Because the clock on the live stream was still frozen at 3:33 am. Someone typed, "He recorded this earlier." Another, "No." He stuck inside the loop. And then my double began speaking. "Hello everyone," he said, calm and steady. "Thank you for watching, but that wasn't my voice. It was too clean, too smooth, like a text-to-speech program that had learned to sound human." I'm still here, he continued, but I'm not supposed to be. His smile never changed. He tilted his head slightly as if listening to something off screen and then added, "You're not supposed to be either." The chat exploded. What does that mean? Is this a trick? He's looking right at me. Then the screen glitched. A single flash of static. And suddenly my double was closer, almost nose to lens, whispering, "Do you want to see where I am?" Half the viewers typed yes before anyone could stop them, and then the stream went to static again. White noise filled the speakers. The audio meters jumped wildly, though I hadn't played anything. For a full minute, nothing but distortion. But hidden beneath it, if you listened closely, there was breathing and faintly. Knocking, 3 knocks, slow, rhythmic. When the video feed returned, it wasn't my room anymore. It was the middle of my street. Every house dark. Every window open. The camera panned slowly as if someone was carrying it down the road. The chat blew up. Where is he? What is this? This is live? The figure holding the camera stopped outside my own house. The front door creaked open. From inside, another voice, my voice, said, "Come in." And then the stream froze again. Viewers later said that was when it started happening. Usernames began disappearing from the chat. Not disconnecting, vanishing mid-sentence. Comments just stopped halfway through, leaving broken fragments. Wait, I think I see. He's behind you, don't. Can anyone else hear? One by one. Entire accounts blinked out. Moderators tried to intervene, typing frantic messages. Stop watching. Close the stream. But their usernames vanished too. When the screen returned, it showed me again. Or maybe the other me, sitting calmly, smiling at the camera. Behind him, the window glowed faintly blue, like daylight leaking in from a world that wasn't mine. He whispered, "Thank you for staying awake," and then waved goodbye. The video ended there, but that wasn't the end. People said their screens stayed frozen at 3:33 a.m. for hours after it ended. Some claimed their clocks wouldn't reset until they unplugged everything. Others said they received emails afterward, blank except for attachments named Cycle Complete MP3. When opened, it was just static, until the 33-second mark. Then faintly my voice, "Don't follow the sound." A day later, someone re-uploaded the stream. But in that version, I never looked scared. I was smiling the whole time, laughing even. Like I was happy to be there, except I wasn't, because I was gone. The re-upload racked up millions of views before it was taken down, supposedly by government request. But copies still circulate. People say if you pause at exactly 3:33:33, you can see faces flickering in the static. Not just mine. Dozens, hundreds. The chat log never unfroze. The timer still reads 3:33 no matter when you open it. And tonight, as I write this, something new appeared on my channel dashboard. A scheduled post. I didn't set it up. I didn't record it, but it's labeled Final Update. Set to go live at exactly 3:33 a.m. tomorrow. I tried to delete it, but every time I hit remove, the message appears. Content locked during broadcast cycle. I don't know what'll happen when it uploads. Maybe it'll finish what started that night. Maybe it'll start over. But if you see it go live, don't watch. Don't comment. Just look at the timestamp and remember me. Because if it says 3:33 a.m., then I'm still broadcasting. Final update. If you're reading this before 3:33, stop. You don't want to see what replaces you. This isn't a story anymore. It's a maintenance log, a confession, a warning. I'm not sure which version of me is writing it, the one who stayed awake or the one who never woke up. But I know one thing, the town still exists. Just not always in the same place. Every night at 3:33 it shifts. Like someone changing channels on a TV that forgot it was showing people's lives. The air folds in on itself, the light flickers, and the static people step through. They clean up, rearrange, reset. By morning, the world is brand new again, spotless, perfect. And the ones who stay awake? We're the ones they use to keep the cycle running. We see behind the curtain. We remember. That's why they need us, to make sure no one else does. They call us the awake. But really, we're the janitors of time. I've seen the others now. Not just in my town, but in the feeds, in the chat windows that never close. Every city has its own 3:33. Every screen its own static. They're spreading it quietly, like mold in the seams of reality. The live stream you watched, it wasn't a broadcast. It was a seed. Every viewer becomes part of the next cycle. Every view, every click, another thread woven into the loop. I tried to stop it. Deleted my account, smashed my devices, even moved out of town. But the timer followed me. The numbers kept reappearing. 3:33-er. Sometimes on my phone, sometimes on reflective surfaces. Once carved into the frost on my window. It's counting down again tonight. Please, if you hear your phone buzz once at 3:32, do not look. If the lights flicker, let them. If you hear your name in the static, don't answer. And whatever you do, don't watch the video when it goes live. The next stream is already scheduled. I didn't set it. You can check for yourself. It's there waiting with the title Cycle Renewal. I checked the viewer list, you're still logged in.